Yes. Welcome to the Cape and Don. Good evening first. Welcome to the Cape and Don evening show, 6:30. You get me? Welcome to the show, people, man. It feels like it's been a while since we've done a stream. I think we done one last week though, but because of the gap, the international breaks, content is just a little bit slow. Especially when there's no Arsenal content, it just seems that the whole world has just slowed down and come to a breach. But yeah, man, I think this week it's kind of been getting the remnants of the cup finals out my head now. Just having that break away from Arsenal as well, even though I don't like to have breaks too much, but now it's back to business. Come Saturday evening, 8 p.m. against Southampton, FA Cup. Is that quarters?
Yeah, quarters.
Quarterfinals. So yeah, man, all things Arsenal. Make sure you stick around for the show. I'm sure we're gonna have a lot to talk about, plenty of discussions, plenty of debates, but yeah, in the chat, keep it respectful as always, and just keep it 100, innit? Because that's what we do, innit? We keep it 100, and you know what I mean? Just because someone might be positive and someone might be negative doesn't mean that, two worlds can't collide and can't think. I want to talk about some of these things later in as well, and I'll let you come in, yeah? There seems to be some kind of a lot of YouTube beef at the moment, bro. If you don't see it, you won't know about it. But there seems to be a lot of YouTube beef between, the good guys, or the top gooners, and the bottom gooners, so to speak. But this is how I see it, and this is how I work. Yeah, I don't care if you're a top gooner, and I don't care if you're a bottom gooner. Yeah, we kind of know what it means now, innit? The negatives against the positives. But for me, I work with people who I like, innit? And that means a lot to me, bro. Do you understand? So I don't care whether you're Arsenal, Arteta out, or you're Arteta in. Yeah. As long as we have a respect, and as long as you know what I mean? Because certain people you can work with, you don't really even like them. Let's be real, yeah? You don't even really like them, but you work with them, innit? Just because it's the game, innit? It's the YouTube game and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I'm moving now, innit? You know what I'm saying? 5-0, 5 plus 0. I'm moving like that now. So no one can ever tell me that a person I'm working with, or even, come with this, well, this guy, you work with this guy, or do you know what I mean? This thing, that thing. You can't tell me nothing, bro. No one can tell me anything, yeah? So that's all I'm going to say about that. I work with who I want, who I like. And if you don't like their opinions, that's up to you, innit? If you don't like my opinions, that's up to you, innit? You don't have to watch our stuff, innit? Do you know what I mean? We've been trying to build this thing for a long time now. You know what I mean? But that's all I got to say, man. That's all I had to say. But I'm here now, bro. I'm here now. I'm back in reality. What are you saying?
And I hear you, and some real words you're saying there. Obviously, big up everyone that's tuning in with us. Obviously, I think it feels like a long time, because obviously normally we have the watch-alongs in between, little 2 watch-alongs a week. We've done one since the final, and obviously you only done one stream, so it's and obviously there's not really been much to talk about Arsenal-wise, which has kind of been good. I think, as you said,
there's a lot to talk about.
Sorry, when I said, I mean obviously there's no football to talk about, so it's not what we have to talk about is is so much. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like, the injuries, knocks here and there, and obviously the games are coming up, so now we do. But I think it's just it's been good because I said like we've been full throttle since November till now. So even as a content creator, obviously you make a lot of content, you make a lot of videos, you're obviously watching the club constantly. So having like a little pause just allows you to like recharge the batteries yourself, and obviously sadly it coming before after the final loss, so it kind of obviously days afterwards it was a bit annoying. But I think, as you said, leading up that game in a couple of days, you kind of got that out the mind and out the system, and it's just like now I'm just trying to focus on, obviously for me, focus on wrapping that league in it, and then obviously everything else in it. But yeah, like as you said, in it, like I respect that you obviously that you make content with people that you like to and you respect, and it's not necessarily a thing of what your opinion stands for, which is why obviously at the end of the day we all have difference in opinions, we all have different views, but at the end of the day we're all humans, so how we treat each other and how we show that level of respect obviously goes a long way in the game, not even just for making content, but just even like on a friendship level and on a real person level, man. So
Personal thing as well.
obviously shout out Capo, shout out Waveland. Hope he was good.
Personal, yeah. Yeah, Capo's a real one, I've not even known him for that long, but the vibe, the energy from Capo is different. You know what I'm saying? He's a brother. I was chatting about him actually in the gym this morning, today, actually. Our next brother, innit? Do you know what I mean? So big yourself up, Capo, man.
Big yourself up, Capo. Hope you've been doing well. Obviously, Don, I'll even say it to you, and obviously before we get into looking ahead to the Southampton game, I would say the majority of conversation during the break has been, the injuries and obviously the reaction to the injuries from, the media, opposition fans. Obviously, opposition fans, I don't really mind. Obviously, they're going to react to everything. But, mostly the mainstream media. Obviously, Arsenal have been pulling back some of their players from international break. Well, not pulling back, a lot of our players, which obviously I love and I'm happy about. And I've been waiting for the day Arsenal have been doing this in a break like this. I always say this March international break where for majority of the players that we have, their countries have already been qualified, so it's not like they're playing meaningful games. Like most of our players are like established in their international teams already, so like they don't need to be playing. And if they have knocks and they're not 100%, or as we've been recently finding out with the likes of Rice and Saka, Trossard, that players have been playing through knocks obviously last couple of weeks. So like the breaks is necessary, and it's their own country sending them back. It's not even like it's Arsenal going there and saying, nah, give us our player back. Most of their countries' medical staff has assessed them and said, yeah, it's probably best that they go back. Like, I'll ask you a two-part question. One, are you worried that any of these injuries are outside of like the Eze one that we know is a bit more long-term, that we spoke about last week? Are you worried that there's a lot of niggles and injuries at this part of the season? And two, do you find it frustrating that when it's Arsenal that does something that every club has been doing for years, even before I was born, like there seems to be this uproar reaction of like what's going on?
Yeah, so the first question is quite easy to answer because yeah, it is a concern because we're at the business end now. 7 games to go in the Premier League, still in the Champions League, FA Cup. The title of this video says, should Arsenal prioritise the Premier League? Yeah. So for me, I've always wanted the Premier League throughout the whole season anyway. That is my priority, whatever. But you also have to go into each game with that, that competition. You want to win each game as well. So, I don't think at this stage the players should be like, do you know what? Let's just cool off in it because it's only the FA Cup, it's only the Champions League. Let's go out for the Premier League. Every game as a professional, you should look to win. So yes, the league is a priority, but we should still we're Arsenal, yeah, and we're the FA Cup holders. We should still have that mentality of going into each game and winning each game. As for your second question, for me, I only look at my club, isn't it? So even though these things happen with other clubs, it always seems like Arsenal seem to have more injuries than most. It's crazy, but when you look at Spurs, they've got bare injuries. Spurs have bare injuries. I remember last season, I think Chelsea had bare injuries. Yeah, teams are suffering. You know what I mean? Over a course of a season, and you know, I think Man United even at some point had loads of injuries as well. But you don't look at other teams; you look at your own team, and it seems that for such a big squad that we have, that there's a lot of niggles. And come on, okay, man, we played football. Yeah, you get injuries in it. You play on little knocks. You know what I'm saying? Your boss is like, come on, or you got that adrenaline in you, in it, that as long as you're walking, you're gonna try and play in it. This is what ballers do in it. They still want to play football regardless, in it. I remember the days, yeah, when I used to play Saturday and Sundays. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, raving on Friday, playing on Saturday, raving on Saturday. You know, playing on Sunday. You know what I mean? Raving on Sunday. Mad thing back in the day. Do you know what I mean? Because I just love playing ball, innit? And players, they have this thing in them that they want to be involved, or if they don't play, do you know what I mean, they're gonna lose their place in it. Obviously, there's man in the team that they're not gonna lose their place regardless, in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because they might get an injury, but when they're fit, they're straight back in the team, innit? But I think a lot of the injuries for players that keep reoccurring is quite frustrating, because you're not getting to see them, and at this important time of the season, when these players are missing, it's like, boy, what can you bring now to the table when you come back? Because it's gonna take, and this is the worst thing. I'll finish with this. The worst thing about it is now, yeah, that when players come back from maybe long-term or short-term injuries, they still need a bit of time to get rhythm and back into the flow of the games. And this at this part of the season, it's very difficult to just, because every team, Cape, yeah, every team we play now, yeah, is on a rival mentality. They don't want us to win the Premier League, as far as I'm concerned. Bournemouth don't want us to win the Premier League. City don't want us to win the Premier League. Newcastle, that's my attitude with every team now. No one wants us to win the Premier League. Everyone wants City to win the Premier League. That's how I see it. So everyone's going to be out there trying to stop us winning the Premier League. So you know what? We just got to just do our thing. We just got to fight to the end.
I agree with you, bro. In terms of, at this point, people are going to play through knocks. Obviously, I'll say big up Godfrey. Hope you're doing good. Big up Rican as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to their channels. Obviously, hope you guys are good too. But yeah, like obviously, I posed a question: should we prioritize the league? That's the title of the video, and I did it off the basis of we've had a lot of injuries, or we're getting a lot of injuries. Obviously, I spoke about yesterday in a video on my channel that there's a little positive update from Hand of Arsenal, who's the like ITK, but he's kind of 99% accurate with a lot of Arsenal news. He was saying that obviously Bar Eze, who that he potentially is aiming for the City game, most of the other players, you know, like that have been kind of reported back from international break, just had knocks that they've been carrying for a couple of weeks, playing through. That obviously they just thought there's no point, you know, going to play friendly for when they can just get, you know, 2 weeks of, you know, this is, as I said, it's a unique situation to you to get potential 2 weeks off in right before you get into the real thick of the season. And if you're playing through knocks and you can actually rest your legs for 2 weeks, not have to play matches and then, you know, be fresh. I think they're saying that for Saka and Rice have been in like the red zone fatigue, and I'm saying if they've been able to have basically 3 weeks off, I don't anticipate them starting on Saturday either. Like it will be good because you can see we seem to be very leggy in that final, and I'm not saying that that we seem to be very leggy in a lot of games coming leading up to that final, obviously. So let's see what that does really. But as you said, like I don't know if we don't even have a Premier League game until next week Saturday. We play the FA Cup and Champions League, so I don't even think we can prioritize the Premier League because we have 2 knockout competitions where you want to still be in those competitions going forward. Because you have a big squad, you have ambitions. You don't want to just make it do or die with the Premier League in the sense of if that's all that we had to lose, there's a bit more pressure on each game and stuff. So I'm with you there. I'm just hoping the injury front kind of stays manageable. Obviously, no long-term injuries to certain positions, but we'll have to see. Shout out to Waveland, he says, "Abs, that's love, man. You two are definitely my type of people. Ain't spoken to Kate yet, but I already tell we think similarly. Yeah, man. Obviously, I think I was in one of the streams you're in. Obviously, you're one of the man in a minute, but in general, how
Yeah, I
your
need to
takes are
get
in
my
general, and
show,
obviously just
man.
in the chat, obviously you're cool, bro. So like, we definitely will be calm. And obviously, the man himself tunes in. BBK, my bro. Hope you're doing good, bro. Hope everyone's tuning in today. We're just yeah, everyone's blessed, feeling good that Arsenal's coming back. Obviously, shout out Ross, the boss as well, man. Big up the community, big up everyone that's tuning in with us today. Obviously, lively chat, lively lineup. Southampton, let's have a little look. Obviously, until Friday and even after Mikel's press conference, we know how he is. He's not going to really give anything away, team news wise, onto who's actually available or not. Um, who's available or not for the game. I'm just more going off like what we assume be fit. Obviously, we know William Saliba, Gabriel didn't travel. I think they're okay. I think Trossard also didn't travel. I think he's okay. Apparently, Nkapie, Zubimendi had little knocks on like their knees, but like they're okay. Saka, Rice are okay, but I don't know if they'll be played today.
Nkapie, did you say? Nkapie?
Yeah, Nkapie played the first game for is it
He looked
Ecuador?
like he done his hamstring, bro. The way he was,
Well, against Ecuador.
yeah, he looked like he was
Yeah.
struggling when he
So
come on.
apparently he's a knock. I don't think I would play him in this game. Obviously, we can get to Lannis in a moment. I think Calafiori played both 90 minutes for Italy. I know they lost they didn't they
Yeah, they're
managed to
out
get
now,
through to the
innit?
World Cup, which is kind of crazy. Italy not being there for the last 3 World
Telling me,
Cups.
bro. Mad.
Actually insane, but that's problems there. So Calafiori, an option. Obviously Timber also potentially Timber and Odegaard are potentially can be back for this game. Whether they're for starting or not, I don't know. But they potentially should maybe back in the squad. If not, like this would be a good opportunity. How do you would you rotate fully? Like I know I think I spoke about this last week, but like given obviously what you know about the injuries and stuff, would you be happy and comfortable with a much changed side, knowing that Sporting and Bournemouth are coming up, or would you want to at least play the strongest lineup possible because you want to win the FA Cup? As you said, it's our trophy, won it the most times out of any club. So, what would you do entering this Saturday, first game back after the break?
I would rotate, but I wouldn't fully rotate. I wouldn't fully rotate because you have to keep that momentum in the team as well. Because yeah, we can go out on Saturday easy. Yeah. But me, I'm the type. Yeah, see, I'm the type of guy that I want to win every single game I play, and I know it sounds a bit selfish, but there's no guarantee that we're going to win this league. You know, there's no guarantee. So, you know, you got to stay in as many competitions as you can, in my opinion. So, you know, I'm not saying Southampton. You know, Southampton. I'm not saying Southampton are a bad team, but if Arsenal are a big club, yeah, we should be beating teams like Southampton, even with a rotated side. Do you understand? You know what I mean? Our second, you know, our B team should be able to beat a good Southampton side. I know it's under the lights, 8 p.m. on Saturday. I know I'm fully aware of their record recently and stuff like that. I'm fully aware they're going to be up for it, but you know, the likes of Dowman, Martinelli's, you know, the Kai Havertz, the whoever's should be able to come in and we should be able to beat them. Because what will happen, this is what happens. You fully rotate and we're not doing well, then you bring the players on. That's typical what will happen. You still will have to have some kind of management where some of the players are playing, because if you fully rotate and we go out, then cool, win it, then you don't really care about it, and then we know from that. But also you have to think of the status as well. You know, going out to Southampton in the quarterfinals, yeah, that's not good enough for me. Yeah, when there's another cup on the line. As I said, the FA Cup's not guaranteed, the Champions League's not guaranteed, or nor is the league. So far, the league is our favourite right now. But I think if we have a mentality like City did and they went into that final and they won that game, then we should be positive going into this game and actually winning this game. So I would rotate, but I wouldn't do a mad rotation. So I don't even think I'll play Gabriel and Saliba. Maybe Mosquera. Who's the back line, man? Mosquera.
We can get into a little quick lineup. I will let you know what players I think are 100% not playing, and then from that, I'll pose you a question to see what you would do for the lineup. But I'm with you. I want to win this game, innit? I think our last game was a loss. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, the only way to build that momentum again is to start winning games, and we can be back at Wembley with just one win against Southampton, which is still a favourable tie. We could be playing Chelsea, you could be playing a City or Liverpool at this point, first game back, and then we wouldn't be talking so much about rotation. Do you know what I mean? And or not winning, because we would want to win that game. So I do want to win the game. Like Gunarican says here, obviously the league is the end all be all for me. It is the priority. But just because something is the priority doesn't mean there's not focus on other areas as well. I think that's the balance. He says, obviously, before I get in, Gunarican says he will rotate and focus on the league, obviously. But funny enough, like Ab says, our rotation second string team should still be good enough to beat Southampton if we kind of go into like the finer details. Obviously, I know there's some injuries here and there, so maybe if we had a perfect, second team, then none of us are really talking about being worried. But yeah, I don't think there's any excuses not to win this game. I don't think I'll give any excuses if we don't win against Southampton. At least, obviously, like Godfrey says, we need to make the final again. At least get into the semi-finals, see what the draw would be. I think the draw for the FA, the semi-finals, happens just before we kick off as well, so we'll kind of know who our route will be and maybe our opponents. Because I think everyone else bar City played before us, so would know. But
my only problem is if we go into the game with the mentality of, well, do you know what? Nah, we're just gonna give this game up. That for me is not the right attitude, man. You have to go into every game with the attitude of winning the game. Doesn't matter how hard it is, man. You've got to go into every game, because Saka's probably going to have to play at some point, because it's only Dalman on that side now. Madueke's injured. You've got Martinelli. I'm thinking of who at the back, bro. I've got Ben White.
Let's do a little lineup now, innit? Like, I think obviously I would say, let's just say, obviously I'm with you. I don't want Saliba and Gabriel, definitely not from the start, anyways. I don't think they need to be played. I don't think they've played in this competition so far, if I'm correct. Maybe Gabriel's played one game, maybe, but I don't think they should be starting. But yeah, okay. From and goal, I would be starting Kepa. What's your argument? So you putting Raya straight in for that game?
You know what? Kepa gets on my nerves, bro. He ain't gonna live that thing down, bro. He ain't gonna live that final down. But oh man, I hate this decision, man.
I think given the level of opposition, he's played every game so far. Obviously, maybe if we get to the final FA Cup, then I can't lie, I'm definitely. I don't think you make the same mistake twice, like in terms of that. So I think this game might be one of his last games that he might play this season. If, to be honest with you, if we do get to the semi-final,
does Raya need rest though, man? He didn't play.
It's not really. I don't, in the keeper sense, I don't really see it as rest. I see it more as just rotation. Like, I think this will be Kepa's last game, because if we get to the semi-final and you have a Chelsea or City, you're gonna probably want to play Raya in that game. Final, you're gonna want to play Raya, and then Champions League Raya is gonna play. Premier League Raya is gonna play. So it's like, and it's like maybe at least you have one opportunity to rectify your performance. Otherwise, his last performance is always gonna be remembered from that final. It doesn't really matter, really, but yeah, because I don't think Raya played for Spain, if I'm correct, yesterday either. So I don't think he played actually. So he's actually had rest, if you're thinking about it, like from match perspective. But let's say Kepa.
Me personally, I'm probably gonna play Ray. Just hold on. When we got Champions League on next week.
Yeah, we got Champions League on the Tuesday against Sporting, then obviously Bournemouth on the Saturday next week against in the Premier League.
Playing like 3 games and a mad thing, innit? Yeah, just okay.
Yeah, just for that reason.
The games in the next week, I'll go with Kepa, but reluctantly.
Yeah, I hear you. That's a fair enough turn. Kepa in goal. I'll give my back four, and you give me your back four. I would go with Marley Simon right back. I don't know if Timber is Now, if Timber, I don't know if Timber's fit. I haven't seen him. Obviously, there's news that he should be back for this game. I don't know if I would just put him straight into the start if he's ready. But even so, and obviously Ben White played. You know, the last couple of games for Arsenal, came off the bench for England, started the last game. I would play Ben White actually in centre back, alongside Mosquera, and I would have Calafiori left back. So then that means I don't want to use Timber, I don't want to use Gabriel Saliba or Nketiah. Even Nketiah, you said, had a hamstring injury. We've got some important games coming up. And I think Calafiori probably is still second in line, so he probably wouldn't start against Sporting, probably wouldn't start against Bournemouth. I'm looking on that too. What would your back line be?
Oh, it's difficult, man. To maintain the shape, yeah, because I don't think Salmon's gonna be he's not gonna be coming forward, I don't think, like a Ben White. We need to attack Southampton, man. Like, we don't need to like be all defensive against them, I don't think. I think we need quite an attacking lineup against the Southampton team, yeah, because this isn't Premier League, bro. Yeah, this is an FA Cup game, knockout. Let's just go and just put, lay the sword down in it. So I'm going Ben White right back. Because remember, rotation doesn't just mean like rotation from the start. Give players, play rotation players, but still rotate, later in the game. So Ben White, you could even play Mosquera like right back as well. Ben White, Mosquera. The problem with Mosquera is he needs to play next to someone that's quite experienced. And that's
Ben White. Is that bad? Is that a bad one?
No, Ben White's not a bad shout, but I want Ben White right back. That's the problem. That's the problem for me. I want Ben to play right back.
So then, who would you put left back next left centre back next to Mosquera?
That's my problem. I'm struggling
because because the injuries now. We don't know who actually is fit. That's what I was like. I would rather rotate this game. Rotate as much as possible.
What about Calafiori?
So Calafiori, yeah, but then who do you go left back?
Well, it'd have to be Skelly. Even I probably would want to play Skelly midfield, but because of the rotation situation at the moment, I'll probably play him left back.
So you would go.
No, this is difficult, bro.
Yeah, this is. You see what I'm saying? Because okay, cool. I'll piece it together. Obviously, so far you have White, Mosquera, Calafiori, Lewis Skelly in it. In the midfield, I was gonna go with Norgard at the 6, Lewis Skelly, and Diamond in the midfield. That's what I was gonna go with. That 3.
This isn't easy, bro. This isn't easy.
Because I'm like, Zubimendi, if he got sent back, that's a knock. I don't want him to be starting. Rice got sent back, that's a knock. I don't want him to be starting. Marino's not available. Odegaard is a question. I think it's all dependent on Odegaard. If Odegaard is actually, like they say, he's actually fit enough to start, I think it will be a good game to get at least 60 minutes into Odegaard's legs. Off at the back of, if we know Eze's out for a couple of games, Odegaard's going to need to be starting. We don't want him to just jump straight in first game Sporting from the start or first game Bournemouth. If he's available and he's on the bench or he's able to play, it would change my lineup. If Odegaard actually can fit, I would go. Yeah, I think if he's fit enough, because obviously we've been hearing reports. Oh, he's aiming for the final. In the end, the final seemed to be too short. Obviously, since the final, we've been hearing Southampton 100%. Obviously, I don't really believe reports until I see him, but he must have been close enough if they were talking about the final. So I'm just assuming that if he's fit enough, they're going to put him in the squad. Similar to the Trossard. Trossard was out for a couple of games. As soon as he came back against Leverkusen second leg in the starting lineup, got his little 60 minutes, started in the final. Like, I think you try and give him. This is probably the perfect game. Lesser opposition. Probably more open space. Give him that 60 minutes. Hopefully, kill the game in that time. Then get him off so that he can probably start against Sporting with some minutes in his belt. If Odegaard's fit, I'll go Norgard, Lewis Skelly, and Odegaard. But it's all about ifs and buts, innit? Do you know what I mean? Which is difficult.
Well, we haven't got many players, innit?
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to start Saka. Obviously, especially if Madueke is out for a couple of games, Saka's gonna have to play a lot of minutes. If he's already been rested, I don't want to play him in this game. Trossard, I don't know if he's back because he didn't travel, so we don't know if he actually can start. This is what I'm saying. All these questions are there. Another option, could be play maybe Jesus off the left, Havertz up front, Martinelli off the right, and then maybe you kind of put Dam in the middle, and that can kind of maybe if Odegaard's not available. But then it's what I'm saying. It's probably going to be a very rotated tight
Are we
squad.
missing players out?
Yeah, I told you. Look who's the players that didn't travel. Obviously, Gabriel, Saliba, Trossard, Eze, Timber, Odegaard. The
Listen
players
to
that got
this.
sent back.
Zubimendi is reportedly being ruled out for up to 5 weeks.
Say what? Where did you see that?
That was 5 hours ago. Arsenal
No.
news.
That's very sad still, yeah, I can see. Boy.
So
Godfrey went Kepa, MLS, Calafiori, Mascara, White. So I'm assuming
this is
White,
what I'm
right,
saying. This is what I'm saying,
Right,
Cape, yeah, that
you could-
some of the players that we probably want to stay on the bench will probably have to play, bro. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Gabriel plays on Saturday, you know. I would not be surprised. I
wouldn't actually be
Gabriel
mad
and
if one of
Gabriel.
them. I wouldn't be mad if one of them has to play still.
Yeah,
And,
so I would.
I really want to see Lewis Kelly midfield. I don't know about you. I'm pretty sure you want to see him.
Well, I'm going to tell you my defense, and then I was going to tell you.
Okay,
so
go on. Yeah.
My defense would be White right back, Mosquera, Gabriel, and Calafiori. That would be my back four. Now we can talk about.
So what's your midfield three then?
So MLS, next to him,
Norgard.
And
he's in the 10.
I'll have to put, if Odegaard's fit, I'm starting Odegaard in the 10. I'm starting.
Okay, so I think the way your team is sounding, I think I like it a bit more than my team. And then what would be your front three then? Diamond off the right,
Diamond right,
Martinelli left,
and maybe Kai up front, innit?
Kai or Jesus? I don't think Jesus travelled.
Doing it for me at the moment, man. I'm probably gonna start. I'll probably start with Kai. You know, I'll be honest with you. I'll probably start with Kai because if anyone's gonna get minutes at the moment, and we will need. We need him to be. We need his fitness up, yeah, because he's going to play a majority of the games going into the final stages. Jesus won't. You can play Jesus if you want, but I would prefer Kai up front, man. To be honest.
Yeah, like I probably would go Jesus just off the back of because Kai played both games for Germany. Obviously, getting his fitness back, so you want that. But I'm just kind of looking at the next couple of games, and I don't see where Jesus actually starts or plays that many minutes, especially if Odegaard's back and Kai's going to be competing for the 9 of Gokras. BBK Sports says we can beat Chelsea with Kepa. Chelsea is small first. I think he's talking about if it was to get Chelsea in the next round. He says, yeah, definitely BBK, but it's definitely Raya because Kepa will probably do some stupidness. But if it's Chelsea, it's calm. Shout out to Home Slice. Says, how's it going? We're good. How's it going with you, bro? Hope you're good. He said, lads, what do you think? What do you lads think of this possible 60-point drop for City? Early thoughts. I hope it's from next season. I don't want it to be this season. Because obviously, I don't know if they would even get relegated. If they was to get 60 points adopted, that means they would be bottom. I don't know if that would actually mean they get relegated or it would be some nonsense. And 2, I don't want no type of, you only won it because City, So let them start off next season with minus 60 points. And then, let it be a fresh season. Let's see how they get out of that hole. Then it be this season. But if that's all they get, then I think that's a bit crazy. Obviously, there has to be some kind of a hefty fine. There has to be a lengthy transfer ban for maybe a couple of seasons, a couple of windows to prevent them doing anything. There has to be a lot of things that, because I'm pretty sure it's not even really about teams like Arsenal going to be annoyed. It's those teams like Forest and your Leicesters, those teams that have been punished in the past for maybe similar type of things that are going to now really be Chelsea as well. We really be looking. So that's my opinions, early thoughts. What about you, Abs?
City, just relegate them, man. They make me sick, bro. But it is what it is, isn't it? Whatever happens to them happens, isn't it? It's been going on for years, isn't it? But they're probably going to get off lightly. If Pep's leaving as well, there may be some kind of like truth to that. But it is what it is, man. They've got their titles in it behind them. You know, they've been a fabulous team for the last 10 years or so. So yeah, I don't really pay attention to all of this unless I see it. Then it's all gossip in it for me.
Yeah, I'm the same really. Like I don't even know. I'm just waiting to see that Sky Sports reports of a little breaking news. Like I don't really follow the day-to-day stuff in it. Do you know what I mean? Shout out Skills,
Big up
50,
Skills, my brother.
57. Good, good. He says, Don, I know you used to talk positive about Ligana. Did you see the Egal video? I ain't even seen that.
How do you know I used to talk positive about Ali Gunner? Did I? Oh, I can't remember that. I've been
Positive.
on Lee Gunner. I know.
You
I've
used
been
to talk
on,
positive about Ligana, yeah? Fair enough.
brother, I've been on his show once. I'll be real, like, innit? Do you know what I mean? I don't really care who's watching this, yeah. I've been on his show once, and I didn't like the vibe I got from him, man. After that, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, he's not my type of guy, to be honest. Yeah, I'll be real with you. Great content creator, great at what he does. Do you know what I'm saying? But he's not my guy, innit? Do you know what I mean? But big up to him anyway. You know what I mean? But,
so on a Skills, find that clip where he's talking positive.
Hold on, let me just address the second point as well. Yes, I saw that. I watched that today actually. And I think, is he talking about the Egal and Stricto stream? I think it was Egal and Stricto. I think they were talking about, Lee Gunner, he was saying something, some words and all these kind of, you have to remember, I'm not a drinker or anything like that, when people start to do things, and maybe doing certain things, then you know what, they're gonna talk in it. And for Lee, do you know what I mean? He's at that point now where, you know, celebrities, when they just think they're untouchable at a certain point, and they just do whatever they want. They don't care. They say whatever they want. They whatever. I think he's at that stage now. Now, the thing is, I don't really care about Lee at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I rate him for what he's done in the YouTube game. You know what I mean? He's brought a lot of people through. Do you understand? Yeah, he's brought loads of people through. But you have to understand, as a person of color, that certain things you say, you have to be careful, when you say certain things, because a lot of us, man them, we weren't brought up on that kind of, you know what I mean? We seen certain things in it from certain man in it. Do you understand? Yeah. So just because you might say your brethren's black and all of this kind of stuff, that don't mean nothing to me. That don't mean nothing to me. I've grown up, in racism. And there's a lot of guys that, love Lee Gunner and all that, and that's cool. That's cool, but I'm not one of them. Does he make good points? Yeah, he does. He makes great content. He makes good videos. I rate his ethics in the game. Do you understand? But there's certain times man needs to just, you know what? He needs to just hush his mouth in it and just not talk on certain things in it. And he's not even from ends. You know what I mean? He's from out the ends. So he couldn't ever step to me, or any of his people could step to me. So, you know what I mean? It's one of them ones. But you know what I mean? It's silly. And this is what I was saying about earlier, about the discussions about people you like and people you work with and all of this kind of stuff. Everything's interlinked. So the things I've been saying, someone might go back to Lee Gunner and tell him, oh, Waffle Don said this about you and all that. And then, you know what, next minute man's making a clip or whatever. I don't really care about that, bro. I don't really care about that. I don't need to be famous. I don't want to become famous. I don't really care for 10,000 subscribers. In fact, I don't even love the YouTube game like I used to. When I first got into it was interesting. It was nice. But I see the change in people, bro. And I'm talking about people that I sit around, people that are around me, yeah? Arsenal fans. I see the change in them. And it's like, if change is like that now, what's it gonna be like in the future? Yeah. You know, I've already been labeled a top gunner twice by people, yeah, with limited understanding on my views.
What does a top gooner mean though? Like, I don't get it. What does that mean?
So you need to ask them. But a top gooner is someone that says positive things about the club, that loves Arteta.
So basically, you support the club. You're more defensive about Arsenal as a club than to be negative more time. So what a bottom gooner is? What a negative Nelly.
Well, a bottom gooner is a negative guy. Do you know what I mean? That's always on our
but they basically
all this kind of
but they say that they're realists, basically, like the ones that
but I'm not. People might call me balanced, but no, I'm just an Arsenal fan at the end of the day. And as I said, I can sit with a positive gooner and I can sit with a negative gooner. I can debate with both of them. You know, people might laugh at me, but I like Positive Dan as a person. You know, Positive Dan.
So do I. Really
I like him as a person, but people don't like that. People might not like to hear that. I like him as a person. Obviously, his views are crazy. He says things one week, he says things the other day. Even you, when you say your mad shit, yeah, like we're doing a quad, and you know what I mean? It's all tongue in cheek, innit? But it doesn't take away, do you know what I mean? That you're also a personable person as well. Do you understand? The human side as well. I can work with you. I can work with you for days, bro, for years. It's not a mad thing with that. Do you understand? I don't think we've ever kind of like, we've had disagreements, but I don't think there's ever been a disrespect between me and you. Not yet, anyway. That I've not. I think we're gonna link each other at some point, innit? Maybe summertime and all that.
Well, no, there won't be disrespect, man.
There won't be disrespect.
I don't think you should ever dislike, especially people that. You just shouldn't. Obviously, fam, in the heat of the moment, when debating Arsenal, we can be on different views. We can be, so that's different. But I'll never, call out a man's character or cuss a man or say some things about him, call him names and stuff out of that. If it becomes outside of football, like then you start to question, like, what are you really thinking of, man? Like, because then, like, we can debate football. You might not like my take. You can say I can be positive, negative, and we can clash there. But then once I'm not talking about Arsenal, bro, they shouldn't really have, fam. Jimmy, we're both still, majority of us are black, you know, black men trying to do this thing, trying to like build a community, innit? So I don't really have much to say on D Gunner. Let me just say that, innit? Like,
I don't, you know what? I don't have
much to say.
Yeah, at the end of the day, do you know what? There's beefs in it. There's him. You've got the Lee Gunners. You've got the Shane Gooners. You've got the E-Gals. You've got the Strict Toe and all that. Listen, you man, just stay in your lane.
I don't have much to say about it.
I ain't got nothing to say.
But skills to this comment, I ain't seen that. But if you did say it, then it just kind of vindicates what I think of him anyway. So it doesn't really change.
You know how he said it though, in the context how he said it though, it's not even that deep. He said, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah, he said that, and then he said, "That's not calling someone a nigger, is it?" That's what he said. And I don't want to think out my tongue, but for me, as a big grown man,
having that still.
No, but for me as a big grown man, I'm seeing that, and I'm not even. I'll be honest with you, yeah. This is alcohol talking, bro, and it wasn't. I don't even think he said it in a aggressive or manner to insult anyone, yeah, because he knows better than that. He's a big. You have to forget that Lee Gunner is a big, grown man. He's not a young man. He's a big grown man.
But
he's no. Let me say, he's been around people, yeah. He's been around cultures, so he knows, yeah. He knows. So a lot of people, I suppose, and obviously, you know, our boy Catch and all that, yeah. We know there's a little something going on between them two with the diss tracks and all that, yeah. Listen, I'll say what I got to say, innit? Because I don't have business at the end of the day. But yeah, with me and Lee Gunner, I don't think there was ever that love in the first place. Do you understand? Yeah, I felt that. That there weren't that energy. So you know what? It's all good. Do you know what I mean? It's all good. But on a respect thing, you know what I mean, it's a human thing. I respect him as a man. You know what I mean? And that's it. Nothing more to really.
That's fair enough.
I mean, an
All I'll
Egal as
say,
well. You know, Egal as well. Sorry, just a thing, yeah.
yeah, go.
Egal, Mr. Positive. I don't really agree with a lot of his takes, and I know he loves Arteta off and all them kind of. I don't really agree with a lot of stuff he comes out with. But you see, the difference is, my man will send me redirects. Yeah, you seen him sending us redirects before, yeah. Building up my channel, helping man. Do you understand? And you know when a man's helping you, yeah, you have to respect it. Do you understand? I respect it. But it doesn't mean that I love his takes. I don't love his takes.
Yeah, I don't think anyone agrees with 100% of anything anyone says regarding Arsenal or player Arteta. But yeah, like, obviously, I don't know Lee Gunner. I'm not going to speak on the man himself. Like, I don't think I will ever really get to know him or anything like that. Because yeah, we just
why
work-wise, and just we're just two different type of people still, and I'm just too much how I am that I just don't think we'll clash.
Say, for example, you're on a panel show, yeah, because this thing could happen, yeah. You might get invited to a panel. Say you're on the 12th Man or something, or one of them shows, yeah, and obviously Lee or Aaron or one of them man there. Do you know Aaron? Aaron talks. Okay, so he's another brother, yeah, that I know. He knows people that I know, but imagine those two guys on a panel show, and you're there defending the club, because they will go at you, bro.
Yeah, obviously, I'm saying, if I'm on the show, I'm debating my points, innit? Cool. Like, obviously, people, if it starts to become outside of the football, like you're saying, there's a
it wouldn't be outside of the football.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if even in the because debates can get heated. Yes. I don't try to not to, but then fam, things can get certain, and obviously, as you said, a man has a little boy, all that kind of stuff. Then that's where we get to a stage. But if it's not that, then it's that, innit? But like,
well, you know, bro.
But me, I'm not. I don't think it will be there, innit? Because as I said, like, I'm one way and I'm one type of fan. It's probably on the opposite end. But regarding this point, obviously, I don't care if you're intoxicated or not. So I'm not going to judge a man, innit? But like, he's an older man. Probably he's older than me. And when you're not going to be. Yeah, if you're on stream and you're intoxicated, you have to then be knowledgeable of knowing what you're doing, because you have a lot to risk if you got that much subscribers, all that stuff in it. You have a certain demographic. You even stream with people that are black, so you got to be mindful. And in that way, you're being very cheeky. Like saying Arnold Schwarzenegger, actually, is not actually Schwarzenegger. Like, it's not an uncommon name. Like, we've all probably heard of who Arnold Schwarzenegger is for at least 20-30 years from Terminator 1. So it's not like the first time you said his name. So it's not like I'm not saying he's unmindful to do it. Like, it's not, if this was the first time you ever heard of the man's name, maybe he is, doubt it, then cool. It's not. So whatever the context of the conversation was, I'm not going to go to the clip. That I don't see how that's valid for you to then try sneak it in and say, oh, that's not me saying, because no one said that you're saying nigga. Like, you said his name, no one's gonna say that you're saying that. So he's trying to be smart and cover it up, and then be like, oh yeah. Then if you do my best friend's black thing, it just kind of proves the point. Because if you actually made a slip up, you'll be so apologetic constantly afterwards, because it's like, fam, but anyways, that's my point on it, innit? But as I said, it just proves what I think, innit? So it doesn't really change anything. But
it's nice to like go off a little bit left, you know what I mean? Talk about certain things, innit, man?
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, just leave it, that kind of thing there. Like I said, you're intrusive. That's what I said. If you have intrusive thoughts that do those kind of things, like, oh, in the moment I want to make a joke, then that just kind of shows more your personality, and what you are on YouTube is more just a bit of a shadow of what you want in it. But yeah, that's just a little digression on that topic, guys.
Yeah.
Skill says we should start a strong team. Said his front three will be Martinelli, Jesus, Diamond. I think that'll probably be my front three as well. And he also says, Don, did you see Jamaica lost to Congo? Yeah, BBK. How you feeling, brother? I know you're laughing at me when Nigeria got knocked out. How you feeling now? How you feeling now?
1-0 in it. 1-0 they lost, innit?
Yeah, I see the Congolese shut down like Harsden and other areas of London yesterday, obviously, as they always would.
Serious?
Yeah, like they weren't letting buses go through. And
Jamaica, sorry though, yeah. Jamaica just rubbish though, bro. Yeah, it's like you get life, yeah, and you still can't even bro, Caribbean football at the moment is in a mess, bro. And you know what? I'm Caribbean, obviously, that you know, innit? But you know what I mean? I wanted Jamaica to like get through in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, to represent, but
once again, flopped once again. So you know
hard.
what?
That's how I feel about Nigeria, bro. Like, man doesn't want to. Like, I want to support my hometown or something like that first before I'm looking at England or even just one of those teams I like a France. But what can you do, man? Probably the Italians are probably feeling the same like us, man. Like, fam, we're just trying to get to the World Cup. The UK says we're beating Southampton. It's the semis where it gets sticky. Yeah. Depends on that draw because there's one favourable draw that someone's gonna get. Where I think is it the West Ham Leeds game where you would take any of those teams in the semi-final, even though that they probably would be vying for a cup. But do you know what I mean? The UK says, anyone remembers what happened to City in 2001? More the question for you.
Didn't they get they got relegated, innit? To League 2, innit?
Is it?
I think so.
I know they've been relegated, but maybe that's the time it happened. If that's the case, then
I think so. I can't remember. I'm not going to look it up now, but I'm sure they got
anyone in the
relegated.
chat's fact check that. What happened to City in 2001?
They got deducted points, I think, innit? Or something. I can't remember.
So I'm not sure. Skills says 3 huge games coming up: Southampton, Sporting, and Bournemouth. If you can win them all, it's looking good. Yeah, because that's 3 different competitions. Like, especially that Sporting game. If you win that one, then you give yourself good advantage for that second leg. And Southampton, if you win, you're in the semi-final again. The Bournemouth, we have to win because City are playing Chelsea that day away. I hope and anticipate they don't at least drop some points in some type of fashion. And we're at home, and Bournemouth won't be an easy game. Obviously, we'll talk about that next week, but we should be winning that game. BBK said back to the football, bruv. Obviously, yeah, a little tangent conversation, but
it is football related, though, isn't it?
There you go. Related. He says, which African countries do you think would do well at the World Cup? What African countries are at the World Cup? Senegal, they're there. Always a decent
Morocco's
one.
There as well, but
Morocco obviously went to the semi-final last year. Well. Who else is there? Is Ghana in there? I don't know about Ghana. But yeah, Senegal, maybe Ivory Coast if they're there.
Your Ivory Coast is there.
But I don't know if there's like a standout team.
I think Senegal for me probably do the best. I think.
Senegal.
Congo though, don't think Congo though. You know, Congo are a very difficult team to beat. You know, got a very good defensive structure. So, you know,
I think Senegal too. Like, I wish Nigeria was there, man, but we're not good anyways. Gunawika says top gooners are Arteta lovers who will spin any situation to positive for him and not criticize the club when they deserve it.
That's you.
That's fair enough. And he says bottom gooners are the opposite. So basically, both people are on the extremes of criticism. I criticize Mikel when I need to be criticized. Don't get that twisted. I like positive Dan too. He's a good one.
Dan, man.
He's a good guy, man.
It takes mad, but you know what? He shows love as well. Yeah,
Gunarika says he's a dopamine gooner. I'm dead. So if there's anytime Arsenal are winning or doing something good, that's where you see him shine. And I'm pretty sure if Arsenal do pull the title over the line, you'll see super.
You know what? That's a wicked name for a YouTube channel. So listen,
dopamine Gunarican. Yeah, that's your new name.
That's a wicked name. DPG as well, you know.
Skill says Cape is definitely more positive than Dan. Yeah, I don't need to put a positive name in my name to be positive.
Do you think so? I don't think so.
I think I'm a very positive guy still. I even when I criticize, I don't criticize with I don't criticize with a verve of like anger. Like, I'm pretty much, you always see a level of perspective after we lose or win. I'll get it out, then I'll be like, but you know what? We're moving on to the next. I'm not so harsh on certain players. I don't carry agendas, but like, do you know what I mean? I'm even if to play that you might think I don't like. I'm not like, I don't want them to shine at all because it proves my agenda. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not one of those kind of guys, innit? Some people are very.
I will say something though, yeah. Some games this season, yeah. I wouldn't say you've been rattled, yeah, but you've definitely been irritated, bro. I know that final, yeah, you was.
But I think like a couple of my boys were watching my watch along, but like with me, I'm not expressive. Like you'll see me visually irritated, but I won't like, so I'll become a bit more silent. Like when I start flowing, you seem talking the game because I'm more. because I can see what's going on, so I'm trying to actually get a scope. 10 minutes. Are we actually trying to play ball here? Or are we just giving the game away? And then if it's
All
that,
the comments
I know my
wind me
teammate. I
up
get
more.
very frustrated
Yeah,
because
the comments will probably wind me up more.
yeah. I don't really. You won't see me. I'll criticize it for like the team. I won't prick. I'll be like, fam, move the ball faster. Like, what we doing? Like, we're boying it. But I won't be there like, this is why we're not going to win the league, or this is why this guy needs to be sacked. Or this, I mean, I'm not that extreme. I'm just in the moment. If I'm watching the game,
I have to.
Yeah, go on,
I
go.
have to say this though. I have to say this, yeah. And this is what I want to tell everyone in the chat and the whole world this year. And I've never changed from this year, and I've always said this, whether you like it or not. If this man don't win nothing for me, yeah, he's got to go. I've said that a million times. I'm not changing from that, yeah, because there's no context for me. There's no 1 point at the end of the season we miss out. There's no, oh, we got to the final, this, that. There's nothing. If he does not win this league, bro, yeah, he's out of it. Sorry, if he don't win nothing, he's out of it. Even, do you know what? The only thing that will compensate me, yeah, the only one thing that will compensate me, yeah, is the Champions League. Yeah, that's the only thing right now. But on that aspect, I don't really like to talk about it because you know what? I'm giving man a chance to the end of the season, innit? You know, so it's not something, oh, I'm going to be going mad at. But I will. I'm
basically you'll be like, if it gets to the stage where we don't win anything, at the end of the season, we're going to address it.
Pre-warning, yeah.
But you're not going to be like throughout the season keep
now.
saying it, and then now when we win, you're like, you know, yeah, because it's just. I know what exactly you're saying still.
But I just want to say that I've said this from time, because last season I wanted him out of it. This season, he needs to win something. He needs to win my Premier League for me, because that's what I want. I'm 50 years old. I want my Premier League, bro. 21, 22 years I've been waiting for this, bro. I don't want you to get to this. I don't want you to get to this, bro. And then you know what I mean? You're hobbling around with your hamstring.
Enrique says, I don't always agree with you guys, but that's football. It's nothing personal. And I agree with Abs. Obviously, from this position that we're in, we can't lose the league for me. It would be shameful. I want to win the league, which is why the question, the title of this video is, should we prioritize Premier League? To me, it is the priority. Doesn't mean that should be the only focus and nothing else should be focused on. But
another thing, sorry to cut you. Another thing, players, if we don't win,
some players have to be gone still.
Leave, bro. They're gonna want to leave.
No, but some of these, but even. Okay, cool. Like it's possible, isn't it? But I think some players should also be sold, isn't it? Like I don't think your Salibas and your Rices and that. I think they want to win at Arsenal. So maybe, as you said, if the manager gets or has to step down, I'm pretty sure a lot of these players are going to want to see who they bring in and see what they could do. But I think some of these players also shouldn't be given a chance to also, because you have also been here multiple years where you haven't been winning. And I'm not saying it's not only the manager, but you also might need to upgrade in your set position or two to then get a level. But that's the conversation we'll get there. Hopefully we do win, and then we're not here. Sorry, Kappa, I read this comment and I was thinking, what the he said, hello, waffle. Hello, man. That's all it was not, and I didn't know where to go left or right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't know, but yeah, he knows what he was doing. I know what we're talking about, obviously. Yeah, but big up Catch. I like the guy as well. I didn't say that.
Trying to get me though, man. Trying to get
me. He's there. Well done, skills. I like the guy as well. Obviously, I'm not just because he's a positive guy or a Arteta guy, and I'm one of those. Just more. I tend to think more positive people are more. You're never gonna find unless you're just blind. So most positive people are a bit more balanced. They try to see the best in people. They're not so judgmental, both to good and bad, and that kind of stuff, innit? Where you going?
Let me ask you something. Who would be your top? Maybe not top 5, but that's a bit too many. Who's your top 3 channels that you would listen to on a normal thing, watch on a normal basis? Like just when you're chilling or whatever, just chilling.
Probably the ones that I go to. What was it?
3 to 5. You can choose 5.
Probably I'll say like 3. Like I watch a bit bigger channels, but I'm a bit more. Probably like I watch Charles Watts, but that's more because that's in the know and news. He's a journalist.
Yeah.
Gooniverse, but James, because I like James's balance,
I like
even though some things are questionable. I do like Turkish. I think he's matured a lot more as the years has gone by. So I think I like to take, because he is very, like, say as he sees it, he's not a numb it down person.
Yeah.
And then obviously out of the smaller guys, obviously BBK, you, Gunner Street. I don't watch a lot of the whether bottom Guno. I don't know what that stuff is. I don't really watch them because I think I haven't, like, you don't find that if you're balanced to bottom Guno, I don't see it at the bottom Guno because I think you're balanced, so you're not extremely negative. So you're probably gonna give some clarity or perspective at some points. If you're just straight negative,
they want to win as well. They also want to win.
Do you know what I mean? If you're just straight negative, then if Arsenal was shite, then I would say fairs. But because we're actually good, it will confuse me while I find myself in that space watching them complain about the team when we're actually in a good situation. And it's just what I'm saying. What about you? What's your top 3, top 5?
Well, I've got probably about 5 or 6, you know. So obviously Turkish, Gunaverse. I do like watching his shows. Obviously Turkish does that panel show that I love as well.
Yeah, the Big Six as well. Yeah,
Big Six, Big Six as well. I do like Dan Potts. I do like his panel shows every now and again. I do watch his panel shows. Trying to think who else. There's another Curtis Shaw as well. I watch Curtis Shaw quite a bit as well. I do like Curtis Shaw. I watch BBK a lot as well. You know, I do watch him quite a bit. I do watch his shows quite a bit. So those are about 5. I'm sure there's more as well.
There's many more.
Yeah. I watch sometimes for entertainment. I watch Saeed's panel shows on a Monday.
Oh, yeah. I watch a lot of other like other fan based groups. More time mostly just entertainment, but also just to keep myself in the know with their.
There's a lot of channels I don't watch, bro, and that's the thing. A lot of channels I will not even pay attention to, bro. I might just, if I'm listening to it, it's just like it's almost the same thing that you're hearing.
Yeah,
bro.
that you're saying each week, win or loss. Yeah, like if you're saying the same thing, win or loss, like draw, then it's a bit concerning because.
And also, my boy Southern Guna as well. Big him up as well. I love to watch Southern Guna as well.
Shout out Southern Guna. Yeah, make sure obviously I haven't asked all stream guys. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Obviously, it's been an hour in. I haven't asked all stream. Obviously, you just can tell that the conversation been flowing, and the chat's been popping. But make sure you guys are hitting the like button and subscribing to both channels.
Big up Gianni as well. Yeah, real one as well. Gianni as well. Yeah, his shows are popping as well.
And he
doesn't mess up.
Shout out Gianni as well. I hope these shows have been good. I think the next 3 games will win. I'll just put that one quickly before we wrap up.
Who we got?
Southampton, Sporting, and then Bournemouth. Sporting away.
You know, for me, I think the Sporting game could be tricky, you know, because of the midfield. Because Sporting like to, as Gianni was saying, Sporting play a bit like Man City, innit? So they like to whip the ball around in midfield, and if our midfield's not on it, and now I think what will happen now is Arteta's going to be forced to play, and this could be a good thing for us. This could be a very good thing. Arteta might be forced to play Rice as a DM now and play whoever as an 8. Don't know who's going to be the 8, but he might be forced to do that. I think that may change our style slightly, but I think it's going to be for the better because we need energy in that midfield, bro. Especially against a Sporting team. We need energy in midfield.
And I'll say this as well, like, I think I said this last week as well, like, given the first leg of the Leverkusen, a draw or even a 1-0 loss, not that I need a loss, but a draw is not a bad result to take back to the Emirates, where we anticipate us having a bit more emphasis and quality and ability to knock the game out like we did against Leverkusen. So I think the main thing is to make sure that we kind of nullify Sporting or give them an advantage to play. Like if they want to play football, knock it around, then maybe don't give them too much. Make sure maybe you play a Martinelli and those type of players to kind of have some place on the counter, and then you try and win the game in moments rather than leaving yourself open and exposed. It won't be easy though.
It's going to be tough games. The next 3 games are going to be tough, man. Bournemouth, I don't think that'd be an easy game either.
Yeah.
I went into the Premier League thinking that we're going to win every single game to the end of the season, but boy,
Yeah, but obviously the final was the first. The final was the first loss in it in a little while since the United game, if I'm correct. Yeah, since the United game. So we just got to wipe that out of the system, man. Really. But let's see. But yeah, weekend I'm with you as well. Like I get along with more people, obviously, but obviously you can butt heads. But if you treat me with respect, I treat everyone with respect. That's how it gets to be. Waveland says if Lee gets drunk, Smooth's mad. Seems cool when he's sober though. I've got to question people that do that though when they're drunk, when they're a bit crazy and then they're sober. Nem says big up. Shout out you, Nems, man. Obviously, I like your video about Salah as well. If you guys, go check out his video about Salah.
We want to get him to 100.
Yeah, go. Everyone here, if you haven't subscribed to Nems' channel, go subscribe to Nems' channel. Let's get him to 100 subscribers. See, Donald put that into the chat, but make sure you guys go subscribe if you haven't already. Enrique says, "What's the phrase? The drunk man tells no tales." Yeah, man. I can't lie. Like, you tell your biggest truths when you're intoxicated without control. So, but anyways, you have to focus on that.
A little bit of controversy sometimes, I don't like everything to just be
No. But it's controversy that is within reason and respect. Like, if you're just disrespecting a man's race or religion and that, and then that's not controversial. That's just plain or disrespect, discrimination.
We don't do the race.
Do you know what I mean? If it's controversial where you like, for example, like we can get to controversy, but like, I'll ask you one question before we leave. Let's get a bit of fun into the chat before we go. None of the teams I want to win made it. Jamaica, Puerto Rico, Wales, Ireland, nothing.
Oh man,
that's like me, man. No Nigeria. Obviously, I guess England to an extent, but I don't even necessarily. I don't know if we want England.
You lot went out to Thingy's team, innit?
Aubameyang's
team, innit? No, you beat them.
No, we went out to Congo.
Oh.
That's who we went out to, in the African side of the thing. Skill says, I hope you start Skelly midfield. You can do a better job. Yeah, I can't lie. Obviously, he didn't play in midfield for England 20. I think he started left back, but he was allowed to play in his normal inverted
Lee Carr is saying he should be playing in midfield.
Yeah. I think as I said, I think Lewis Skelly's been on a season where he's had to kind of. I think if you've looked at his body composition, I was saying this, he's got way bigger and stronger. He even looks a bit taller than he was last year. Yeah. I think playing midfield in the Premier League, you're going to need to hang. And obviously, he's a young player that is never linear. Like, I think the squad also needs a little bit of a recomposition so that he has that space to play in that midfield position. I think Hincapié Calafiori probably looked like our long-term left back. So I think it's there for him. He has a skill trait that we don't have, ball carrying and ability to kind of play those intricate central passes, 1-2s, break lines that I think a lot of our players in the midfield don't have, which is needed. So it's not like the manager don't see it. I think hopefully in the Southampton game, which I think we've been unlucky in previous games. I think against Portsmouth, was it Wigan? He was meant to start midfield and Calafiori gets injured in the warm-up. He has to go back to left back. Against Mansfield, he was suspended, so he couldn't play in that game. So we've had a couple of opportunities where you could have seen him and not be able to see him. I hope this game is not another one of those where injuries make him have to play left back. I hope he can start in midfield, look well, because I think he has traits that we don't have in his team that we would die for, that would help us play better football. But also, I think long term, you have to remember he's only 19. He's gonna have a long career. He signed a new deal. Like he's one of our players to be there. So as long as we have this talent and we're nurturing him well, I think like 1 year he was also looking positive. I think they'll be there to take a position. It's about whether or not Arsenal create that pathway where they're like first or second choice in that position so that they can actually play meaningful minutes. Waffle says, Nem says Waffle has the central C cap, I think is what he meant.
This guy, that's a joke, bro. It's a Von Dutch.
Skill says Chelsea have to win 2. I think he's talking about the Chelsea City game because they're both out of the Champions League now, so they have to.
City's got Liverpool, isn't it?
City's got Liverpool, and then they got Chelsea in the league. But Liverpool, I think because
Liverpool don't do the same thing and get beat up again. Yeah.
No, I think I was even talking to my Liverpool friend. He thinks they're gonna get beat. I think City are at home, if I'm correct. Like, so,
I can see
who knows, innit? Yeah. Who knows, innit? But I think Chelsea, obviously, there's only going to be 4 teams from the Premier League going to the Champions League, not like 5 last year. So I think there's going to be if Arsenal, City probably securing first and second, United looking like they're pulling away third. There's going to be a real tight race for that 4th position, with the Villas and United, Chelsea's, Liverpool. So Chelsea are going to want to win that game. Like, they're going to want to win that game. So I don't see Chelsea City winning, but we'll see. Nem says South Africa. I think that's a team that he's following, which obviously that's calm. That Jamaican jab was on call for. Nah, bro. I remember when Nigeria lost when I was on stream, and VK was having a little chuckle. He didn't cook, but he was having a little chuckle. So I just had to throw that one in there. But obviously, shout you out. Obviously, Skill says Senegal. Capo says Kate, positive in life or for Arsenal. I'm a optimistic person in life. I'm balanced for Arsenal, but I'm optimistic because I remember more how it used to be 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and for many years before that, and how I used to feel and be as an Arsenal fan. I support the club so much, but it used to be so depressing because we were so dead, and we never used to make any inroads to try and be better than what we were. So it was like, imagine what's the hope for next season? Like if we're already out of all the competitions and we're fighting for top 4 or 5th place, and it's like, I don't think we're going to do anything to where I can say, okay, next year is going to be able to challenge. No, it's going to be same old, same old. Do you know what I mean? So I think I'm more positive now because we're close to winning. So I try to be more supportive. But when we lose city games or play crap like we did in the final, I'm going to call the team out, call the manager out, because I can't watch 90 minutes of that when we're meant to be good now. Like we can lose, but do you know what I mean? Capo says Premier League or Champions League, big decisions need to be made. Premier League for me is always the priority. But I think 2 game weeks in the Premier League could swing the league to kind of being done, and then we could be talking about focusing on the Champions League. If City was to drop points, or if City was to drop points against Chelsea, and we beat City at Etihad, and we beat Bournemouth, then we could be looking at it being wrapped essentially being 1 point, and then that's we can kind of look at the Champions League. But till then, I'll say the Premier League for now. Thoughts on Fabregas? Is he ready for the Premier League? I'll let you answer that one, Don.
Nah, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, I think Como is a good team. Let's see. I think if he gets Como into the Champions League this year, I'm pretty sure he would want to stay. Let's see how he maneuvers that. It's different with a club like Como where their expectations bottom, so now that they're kind of rising, it's kind of easier for you to also soar. Like I don't think even if they get to top 4, they're not going to expect to win Serie A or win Champions League. They're just going to be happy to be there and try and maintain. So him making that next jump, I think he has the intangibles, football, leadership, all that stuff. But maybe he might need like another club just to jump. But at the same time, look at Mikel. Mikel didn't have a club to jump. He went from assistant for Pep to, which maybe is probably the greatest learning tool, to straight to Arsenal, isn't it? So it depends. It also depends on the club as well. Like not a team like Spurs, for instance. Gunrican says Curtis Shaw, Big Six, Shane, Views, and the guys from the chat are his favorite ones to watch. He also says big ones, obviously Big Six, Dan Potts and Curtis. Let's get a few more. It says small channels, BBK, Shane, Views, Waffle, Johnny, and the others from the chat. Are the channels he likes. Skill says Gokeres is on big form, sending his country through. Yeah, shout out to Gokeres, man. I think the hat trick in the first game, then that winner, that was a player that wanted that winner, because he got in front of that defender, put it into the back of the net. Like he wasn't even in a good position to get the ball. So that shows he wanted it. He wanted to send his nation through. And hey, man, bro, bring that hunger and that desire for these games coming up, bro, because I need that. Do you know what I mean? Like there'll be probably those type of chances that fall into play for us, and hopefully you can take that kind of positive feeling. Cause I think Sweden haven't been to the World Cup for a couple of years as well, right? If I'm correct. Yeah, a couple of years. So like, since that Ibra was there, probably.
The problem isn't with Gyökeres' finishing; it's everything.
The movement, everything around it, innit?
Yeah. But I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something now. Yeah. Once this brother has a pre-season next season, brother, you're gonna see this. This brother's gonna score goals, bro. I'm telling you, he's gonna score big goals, pair goals.
No, I think he will score better goals. I think a preseason will be good for him. I think it will be. The only thing I'm annoyed with, I guess, is default, is because we're not really gonna have a good preseason, because World Cup, they're gonna get a break, 2 weeks, and then we're gonna have a couple of weeks to the Prem signings, all this stuff. So it's gonna be another kind of distorted preseason. Obviously, we expect some of our best boys to be going later down the line. There's an extra round now, so there's more games as well. There's a lot of things in it like that affect this next season, innit? So, and if Arsenal do get to the finals of Champions League and FA Cup and stuff, or playing maximum games, it is kind of peak. I'll get the last few comments in before we wrap up. Waveland said, who are your favorite non-Gooner YouTube channels? I'll say Matisse. I like enjoy watching
Yeah, I
Matisse.
like Matisse. I'm gonna say Matisse.
I do watch Tapping Tobes. I do like. I think
Yeah,
Tobes speaks the game well when he's not being agenda based, but his head loss,
yeah.
his head loss is some of the best head loss. Like similar on par of expressions, but I watch it for different reasons. Because
Yeah.
who else do I watch from other channels? I don't, not really anyone else really.
I don't watch Big Steve. I don't watch no.
Yeah, I don't watch Big Steve. Grizz don't really make that much content as he
Yeah.
used to. Yeah, no other really.
Matisse makes me crack up, bro.
Who?
Matisse, when he does.
Yeah, Matisse is a very good content
When they
creator.
lose, I'm always watching this. I'm always watching.
Yeah. Matisse is a good content creator, and like I think because especially the guys that I know really enjoy Arsenal losing, I like to watch them a bit more when they lose, because it's like you will do a hate along, you do a video reaction when Arsenal lose or something. So now when you lose, when it's bad, embarrassing, I need to see that head loss to your own club because it's more personable. So that kind of stuff. But I enjoy them. What about?
I'll tell you who gets on my nerves, bro. He absolutely gets on my nerves, bro, and he does it all the time. Rants. Rants, brother. That guy. You wouldn't think he's a Man United fan, bro.
He just hates Arsenal, bro. He just hates Arsenal fans.
He's always going on about Arsenal.
He just hates Arsenal. But most London-based United fans, literally, their kryptonite is Arsenal, innit? Because you all supported United. Just probably most of the basis of they were the best club in England with some of the best players, which is always going to be fair. But obviously, Arsenal were the team that obviously were your hometown team, innit? Like most of the culturally how Arsenal is. But back in the day when we all started supporting those teams, Arsenal and United were the two best teams in the land, so it was like a back and forth. You chose one side. So when Arsenal were dead, I think the United fans in London had their one up for years, and because they were still good and winning, and we were just crap. So I think now that they're crap and been crap for a long time, their only joy was Arsenal were also crap too. So it's like we're both shit. Now that we're actually potentially on the brink of being good and leaving them, even though they're kind of slowly doing their thing, we'll see what happens. But I
also like as well. Don CFC. Have you? Don?
Yeah.
When he's getting
when he gets his head lost too,
especially from Jordan from the Spurs fan. I love when he gets cooked, man. That's the only time I watch him. And CB as well. CB.
Yeah, CB. These men, because some of these Chelsea fans get like. They're just trying, but I think a lot of time as well.
I'm black.
I think it's interesting now, like, because obviously I don't think I was ever so super deluded as an Arsenal fan when we were dead. Like I used to always say, like an FA Cup win doesn't kind of paper over the cracks of where we're at the moment, even if it is United could finish above us and we won the FA Cup. I'm not gonna, I can celebrate for the day, but I'm not gonna be we're better than you, because we're not better than you. Like I can't say we have a better season, because it's not gonna mean anything next season. Look at Spurs last year; they won the Europa League and they actually could get relegated. It actually means nothing when you actually think about it, which is kind of sad in itself, innit? But Flyberry, shout you out, my bro. Hope you're good. He says, "Where do you think our biggest attacking threat is going to come from this home stretch of games?" I think the right hand side. I think the Saka, Ben White, Odegaard, Max Darman, Madueke when he's fit. I think we'll have that threat from that right hand side. I think where there's a lot more of the creativity and the excitement. I think I would say. I think Don probably agrees. I think that's the side I'm looking more to kind of bring us there. Skill set. Hopefully Eze be fit. Yeah, they're saying apparently the City game, which is I guess is more positive news. It is a calf injury. You've got to be careful, but. Obviously, if Odegaard is back, then there's no need for Eze to feel like he needs to rush back or put any pressure on. Shout out Aussie Ange. Says, evening panel. Do you agree or disagree with Cecil and Christian that Arteta deserves the same 9 years Wenger got from 05 to 2014? I think it's a bit different with the Wenger one, because obviously Wenger opted to stay knowing what the restrictions were going to be when Arsenal moved to the Emirates, and he knew that he was going to have to sell more and employ smarter players, and he probably, like, if Arsenal were in any situation where they could win the league, they probably couldn't spend the money necessarily in January to go through it, and he's going to have to take the backlash and all that stuff, and XYZ, because if you put yourself at risk when you're there when it's high, and then you allow yourself to be there when it's low, because people won't keep back in remembering the high times. They're going to remember what's going on right now. But with Mikel, his wins is going to predicate how long he's been there. What, 6 years now? Is in the job, if I'm correct, or almost 6 years. Well, he has been 6 years. But obviously, if he wins the Premier League this year, definitely, I think he's going to get a new contract. That for sure, which I don't think anyone would necessarily be mad at. And I think the more he wins or the more he continues, if his one is a bit different because he's kind of built the club up from the bottom all the way now. So now, if he wants to stay, he has to make sure that he's maintaining the mansion that he's built. Essentially, you don't want to build a mansion and then all of a sudden you say you can't pay the rent or you can't afford the lights. Then it becomes a problem. So as long as he affords the lights and makes the place fashionable, I'm pretty sure he'll probably stay as long as is necessary, innit? Or that's what I would say on that. Shout out Aussie Ange. I think you're new to my channel, so make sure you're hitting the like button. BBK says Matisse is a snake. In what way? It just mean in the Arsenal way?
No.
He says,
you know what?
Oh, he says he twerks too much. Yeah, but what opposition fan that isn't like a native Man United goer that actually wants Arsenal to win the league because they don't like City? What opposition fan that doesn't twerk for Man City or anyone else that is competing for the league that's not Arsenal fan? I've seen. Look at her. There's Toby, Matisse, even Abby, Summers, AGT, whoever you want to do it. Man out there, Griggs, everyone. Like that's them. Look at Nems himself, the man, our boy. He twerks for everyone.
Yeah. I know all of these man.
But yeah,
I'm telling you.
Nem says Rory Jennings is someone you watch. I don't really watch Rory Jennings.
I don't watch
he says Tobes is a general. I like Tobes is a good football person still.
Yeah. He's
Flabbery says Rants is unwatchable. I don't watch him, but the way you guys are talking about him, I don't think I will be giving him a watch anyways. Obviously, I know he's Expression's brother though. He says I like Carefree Lewis.
You know, when you look at the content creator game, yeah, there's so many content creators, yeah, but when you think about it, there's not many content creators that you really want to watch. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't really like, oh, this person's on, I'm gonna, you know, and that could be for me, that could be for you as well, you know, but it's just mad, isn't it? It's just like, you like who you like.
As I said, I think it depends on what you like, innit? Because sometimes I like a lot of analytical, tactical
character and stuff, and
people that like actually break down things a bit more. And it depends. Like if it's a loss, you want to watch the most crash out person because they're gonna be saying probably some funny things.
You know, when Never a Foul came out, 2-3 years, consistent every day, go on broad, watch them. Hardly watch them now because I think my the way I consume,
the kind of content you want to receive changes, man, and adapts, man.
I like certain streams where there's joke, but I don't like where it's just over joke and it's over.
Yeah.
I don't like them type of streams.
Me, I like fam. I can't lie, like fam. I like to talk ball in it. Whether it's man or going debate for debate, like let's talk football, man.
I like catch up as well. I do watch catch up.
The catch up is
now and again on occasion.
I'll see. Shout out Football Rig.
Big up Sammy, man. Sam, we go on Sammy's show. Listen, Sammy's show on a Friday, is levels, bro. That's the type of show I like because it's debates, but it's very analytical from Sammy as well. Sammy does a lot of research and it's really good conversations. You should jump on that show one of these days, bro. His shows are really good because he knows his
shout me, my bro. I'm down still,
man. And you know, you've got the likes of Johnny, BBK, myself on there. And we're just talking football, bro. And like, you know what? We disagree. I mean, we agree on certain things. And it's a really good show on a Friday. So people, make sure you go and subscribe to Football Rig. Man.
Make sure you subscribe to Football Rig. And shout me, bro. I'm down to.
Man. Rig shows is wicked, man.
Big up Nems as well. Obviously, before we go, look, what's your score predictions for the Southampton game? Before we
there's his just bring up his channel. I'm gonna go. I think this is gonna be a close game, you know. But I think there's gonna be goals in this game. I think it's gonna be quite exciting. I'm gonna go for a 4-2 Arsenal.
4-2,
yeah.
Let's go.
And I think Southampton score first.
I'm gonna go 3-0 and a 3-1. I'm gonna go 3-1.
Kepa's gonna do that, yeah, and the ball's gonna go.
Like, if we do have a rotated defense, I do see us conceding. Transition. Southampton we'll play on the transition.
Yeah.
I think we should have
They
enough.
got some good players in it, Southampton, though, innit?
Decent 1-2s. Decent 1-2s. Obviously, let us know your score predictions in the chat before we go. I'll big up everyone before we head out. Big up Nems, of course, every time. Big up Football Rig. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Big up BBK Sports. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. Flyberry. Aussie Ange, obviously new person to the chat. Make sure you subscribe to both channels. Shout out Skills. Obviously, he was probably the MVP today with the questions and stuff.
Yeah, he's put me in it, you know. Skills.
Shout out, he put shout out Capo. Shout out
BBK.
Home Slice. Shout out. Who else has been in here today that I can't remember? Shout out Gunarican TV. Sorry. Yeah. And yeah, anyone else that's just been watching us, we've had a lot of people in the chat today, which obviously big everyone up that's been tuning us off. Obviously, hour 25 in, probably one of our longer shows, but you guys have stayed here. We've still got a lot of people in. BBK's gone 3-0 to the Arsenal on Saturday. Obviously, make sure you guys tune in to our watch along on Saturday for the game. Probably 8 o'clock, maybe 7:30, maybe 7:45 start for that stream. First stream in a while, so it does feel nice to be back watching the Arsenal. I'm back watching it with Bro. Hopefully, it ends better than that last one ended, and the way the last game played out.
I'm not getting used to these losses, bro.
Which was peak. So make sure you guys tune in with us. Make sure you go or hit the like on the stream if it's been when we schedule it, obviously early, and make sure you tune back in with us, and then we'll be here next week. Actually, I don't know when the sporting game is, so we'll let you know if we're here next week. If that game's on a Wednesday,
I ain't shaving my hair, until we win the Premier League, bro. I can't do that, man, because my hair.
Smash the like button to see Don with some braids end of the season. Still,
hairline's finished.
Smash the like button. You see Don with some braids end of the season. If Arsenal don't win, but yeah, I think make sure you guys subscribe to both our channels. And Don, before we go, anything coming up next couple of days?
Nah, man, I'm keeping it jig, man. I'm chilling, bro. On Sundays though, I do my 5 news, so 5 topics for Arsenal. Quick fire, 5 minutes, 10-minute shows. So yeah, that's my new little thing. But at the moment, just keeping it jig, man.
Sure. Obviously, if me and Steph are able to do our show tomorrow, there'll probably be a better later one around 10 p.m. UK time. Tune in. If not, then you'll see me and Don on Saturday for the stream, and maybe I might drop a little preview and a couple of shorts before then, just to give you guys some content. So appreciate you guys being there. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Make sure you subscribe to both channels. If you're tuning in from the KPS Pause side, go over to Don's channel, go hit that subscribe button. And if you're tuning from Don's side, go over to my channel, hit the subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys in the next video, man. Arsenal are back. Final straight, last home stretch. Let's hopefully we end it with the Premier League and maybe some more, man. But yeah, big up you guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We are out, people. Peace.